for you to take because of the taste of the basic compound, especially if you had something with sulfur in it.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, and we did use sulfur, especially for bowel problems. So it's not going to do you any good if A, you can't swallow it, or B, you get it down and it comes back just as fast. So he may decide to put it in pill form for you, thinking you could tolerate that better. So basically, it's the same medicine that he wants you to have, but now I have to add something to that to make it stick together so I can mold a pill. And I'm going to use glycerin, vegetable glycerin. It's colourless, it's odourless, it's tasteless, but it binds things together and keeps them together. And so I mix them together, and hopefully I'm going to come up with, you know, something about the pliable as pastry. Now I need my pill maker.
And I'll make pill.
So this is the small one. As you see, I have a larger one, and there's an even bigger one, depending on how many I need to make at a time. This is the only one they let me use. Okay, so basically, flat side down, I'm just rolling the pill mixture until I get something that looks like that. So it's fairly equal in diameter there. Now I turn my handle over. I rolled with the flat side. Now I'm turning my handle over. So now I've made pills. They're still sticky at this point because they've just been mixed. So my next step is using my pill coater or pill silverer. Into this I put some powdered sugar or ground licorice root. Something that's going to make it taste good when you get the pill on your tongue. And so I put my pills in there with my brown sugar. Give it a good swish round so it sticks and it coats. And now you have the choice. You can take your medicine that way, or you can take a sugar-coated pill and wash it down.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very simple. Someone asked me if it would charge more to have pills made. I'm not sure about that, but knowing it was a village and reputation means a lot. So if you've got a doctor, and you know, everybody knows what the neighbour's business is going on in the village. You know, if Mary Smith had been going to see Dr. Beattie and he'd been giving her medicines and it only made her throw up all over and she's not feeling any better, then it wouldn't be good for his reputation.
Right.
Whereas, you know, there's time taken making pills, and the lady obviously is getting better. I'm impressed, and I would go to Dr. Beattie then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So that was the oral route. Of course, you know, we take medicines by various routes. We made suppositories if your problem was lower down. Again, the doctor would have prescribed a mixture that I weighed and mixed thoroughly, but now I'm going to bind that together with cocoa butter. And the reason I'm doing that is it molds beautifully, it's nice and greasy, and it melts very quickly at body temperature. So if you have an irritation down there, or you're sore, or things like that, very quickly the medicine's going to be released.
Right.
And you'll feel better. This is broken, but I can show you. It used to have a crank on it that I cranked it. And basically it cranked this up. I used to put the mixture in here. I could only make one at a time. These were my molds, you know. So I had rectal, vaginal, and urethral. Urethral, yeah, urethral usually for the men, yeah. If they'd been naughty boys away from home and caught something nasty, and all the wives would say you deserve it.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Large.
Well, that's what you get for being a naughty boy. you know. But you know, it looks large there, but it gets quite narrow.
I did see the
you
inside
see,
there,
it gets
It
quite
did
narrow.
grow, absolutely.
Yeah. And so that would be, if I was making suppositories, if you had breathing problems. Anybody use an inhaler? Okay, well, you would be now to look, because I don't have inhalers in 1868. So if you have, yeah, that's right. So if you'd come to the doctors with chest congestion, say you'd had the flu, but in those days they would say you'd had the grip, and you had all this muck on your chest, you needed to cough up. So basically, this would be the treatment. Most households had one of these because they used them for everything. Okay, so this went by the side of your bed. The little lamp was lit, it's a little oil lamp, and it warms this bowl. And into the bowl we would put the medication. Okay, and this is actually medication, by the way. You notice straight away it's got poison written on it. So once you put this in here and it warms, it gives off a vapour. And you'd be encouraged to breathe it in. It is an irritant, so it would make you cough and you probably would get phlegm up. However, if you are an asthmatic, or if you have some narrowing of your airways, or you have, you know, obstructive lung disease or something, I probably would kill you off. Because for the simple reason, this is an irritant. Your airways are already narrowed and irritated with your condition. You wouldn't want me to irritate them even more. I might well close them. Has not been used for several years because the main ingredient in this is creosote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we now know that it's a carcinogenic. So, yes, holy smokes, yes. So if you would ask, you know, well, I'm asthmatic, how would you treat me if I was in an asthma attack in 1868? Would you just leave me to die? No. How they treated you in an asthmatic attack in 1868 was giving you some opium.
Wow.
Now, awesome. Did opium help the asthma? Of course it didn't, you know. But what it did is it relaxed you enough. As you relaxed, hopefully your airways relaxed a little bit, because a bad attack, you know, I mean, you're like this when you're fighting for your breath. It relaxes you, and hopefully it relaxes your airways.
Right. Wow, who'd have thought? That's incredible.
Yeah, we used opium for a lot of things. You know, you could buy it over the counter, laudanum. You could buy a bottle of laudanum, and you took it for your migraines. And you know, your partner here, of course, injured his back while he was out in the fields. You know, he can't rest up like you would today.
Right.
You know, years ago, you had to work. You had family to keep. You had kids to feed. You had to work. There was nobody else worked for you. So you would take some of the laudanum for your back to get you through the day. And so that carries on, you know, you carry on. Nobody ever stopped taking it. You know, they carried on taking it. Your partner gets pregnant. Well, we have another little addicted person starting now because now the fetus, because opium passes the placental barrier, so now your baby is getting a good supply of opium every time you dose up for your migraines or your menstrual cramps or whatever you're using it for.
Sounds a bit cool, baby.
So when the baby is born, it's usually underweight. It is extremely irritable.
Right.
It cries, it won't feed, it won't settle. It's just misery for everybody. What do? Well, but we can't just, I mean, you would never give them laudanum. You would never think to give your baby laudanum. But,
oh no.
So this is a reproduction of an old book where we used babies to advertise different things, you know, and this is a reproduction. I want you to read this one. Mrs. Winslow's Soothing Syrup. Now this is for your colicky baby, your teething baby, your irritable baby, your baby who's just down miserable. Works wonderful. If you look down here, you'll find some of the, down lower you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. It's got
So it
phenol in and
contains
sugar. Yeah.
spirit of fennel, water,
Fennel, that's all right.
water,
Yeah.
sugar, syrup, sodium carbonate,
Uh-huh.
and morphine.
Morphine sulfate.
Are you kidding me?
No, morphine sulfate. So, and the dose for newborn is 5 drops, by the way.
Too much.
Oh my gosh.
And so you give the baby this soothing syrup, and it's just amazing.
That's wild.
This baby just settles down. It
No
actually
kidding.
feeds from you, and it actually goes to sleep. It hasn't slept for 24 hours.
Oh my.
You know, it goes to sleep, and you think it's wonderful, this syrup. You know, and the baby's wonderful until the next dose is due. It
Right.
starts to get irritable again. So what do?
Pop more.
You give it another dose.
Oh my goodness.
And the cycle continues.
Wow, that's
The
wild.
cycle continues. We had no legislation on what we call dangerous drugs or drugs of addiction till the early 1930s.
Wow.
There was, think about 24,000 pounds of raw opium came into the colonies
Oh,
each
crap.
year.
Amazing you're able to function.
And they were, the government was aware of it, how much was coming in. They didn't legislate it, but they did tax it.
They did tax.
They did tax it, yeah, they did tax it. And the biggest pharmacy or pharmaceutical company in that time period, who actually processed the raw opium into the laudanum, and that for the human consumption, was a German firm. And we now know it by Bayer.
Oh, there.
Bayer.
Right.
Wow.
So they were the ones that did all of the processing of the heroin. Now, people now are starting to get aware that you just couldn't get these people off opium. You know, I mean, if you had a sore foot, you took a shot.
Opium.
You know, your ear was aching, you took a shot. You know, you'd had it for so long. They couldn't stop giving you it because for the simple reason your withdrawal would probably kill you.
Right.
You know.
Never even thought of
And
that.
so the Bayer company decided they were going to do further more research and break down this opium into all its derivatives all the way down to see if they could find something that would help with the pain, that would get you off your opium addiction without nasty side effects. And they did. They came up with this wonder drug. And this was the wonder drug.
Heroin.
Oh, no
Heroin.
kidding.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
So, heroin actually is a much purer form of opium.
Oh my
Okay?
goodness.
So, it
here
comes-
is more of it.
yes. So here, you know, you're taking this, so it's a purer form, so you're getting more of the narcotic. It crosses the blood-brain barrier faster, so you're getting a faster hit, and you're getting a bigger hit. There's less waste. And heroin, believe it or not, was the trade name that Bayer gave to this drug. And one lady said to me, and I never noticed it before, she said to me, well, just look at the name, it makes you think of a hero or a heroine. Someone is going to rescue you.
Right.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
And it was the trade, and they kept the patent on this until into late 1920s and 30s before they let the patent drop.
Wow.
So now you're addicted to heroin.
That's pretty amazing.
Look at
Can you
it.
imagine?
Making,
One drug to another.
sending your care packages. You have loved ones in the First World War, 14-18 war, husbands, brothers, sons, out on the front, on the lines, you know, it was a horrific war that. And you'd make care packages up for them, you know, new socks, maybe something to eat, something like that. Usually there was a supply of heroin, my dear.
Heroin.
Remember, your boys had just gone to war. Chances are they'd been taking that for some reason. You couldn't have them going into withdrawal. So you made sure you sent a supply out.
That's crazy.
You could buy it.
Wow.
You could buy it.
That's quite amazing. I'm blown
It was
away,
called,
quite
it was
frankly.
called the Big Binge Era. It was, I think this was it. All my research here. Yeah. It was from 1918 1870 to the end of 1918, and probably I would think a bit later than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Right,
can't
it says there were times when mothers gave their babies opium. People bought hallucinogens at the local bar. Of course, that was your absinthe.
Yep.
They know that was your absinthe.
Right.
And anxious patriots sent hypodermic needles and cocaine to soldiers as a present. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.